Alright, also look, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about the super intriguing main event we've got this weekend, that being UFC Fight Night Royval versus Taira. And in this video, I'm going to be going in depth, as well as giving my breakdown, as well as my analysis on how I think this fight will play out this weekend. So, without further ado, let's jump right in to the video. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share so you can help me reach 1,500 subscribers by May. I'll deeply appreciate you. And make sure you join the official UFC Discord, link in the description. Alright, so look, in the red corner, we've got the #1 ranked flyweight in the world, Brandon Raw Dog Royval. And he is set to take on the 5th rank, 16-0 grappling phenom, Tatsuro Taira. And, you know, going into the breakdown, while Royval is known for his wild and unpredictable fighting style, as well as his dynamic striking, I do honestly believe that Tatsuro Taira has the tools in order to come out on top in this matchup. One of the main reasons as to why that is because of Brandon Royval's history of struggling against these strong and aggressive wrestlers slash grapplers. And, you know, we've seen it in his previous fights, particularly when he faced off against Alexandre Pantoja, where he was repeatedly taken down and controlled on the ground. And, you know, even look at his fight against Brandon Moreno. It followed the same exact pattern, with Brandon Royval being out-wrestled. And although Brandon Moreno didn't focus on their wrestling in their most recent rematch, it still highlights Brandon Royval's vulnerability when he's faced up against these high-level grapplers. Now on to Tatsuro Taira, and you know, with him, he's relatively new to elite flyweight competition, but I personally think that his skill set makes him a dangerous threat to Brandon Royval. And you know, with most of these flyweights, they kind of tend to focus more toward the striking department, where on the other hand, Tatsuro Taira brings a super wrestling heavy approach that I personally think will expose Brandon Royval's weaknesses. Because unlike all these other wrestlers in the flyweight division who kind of focus solely on, you know, controlling their opponents once they're on the ground, Tatsuro Taira is always looking toward advancing position and dealing damage, and he's always hunting for submissions. He's super active on the mat and is consistently moving and making his opponents mad uncomfortable, and though Royval has been in there with the best of the best, this could pose a serious problem for him because we all know Royval to be that type of guy to thrive in those chaotic and scrappy exchanges, but kind of struggles when he's forced into the more controlled and grappling and wrestling heavy type of fights. On the feet though, I think that Brandon Royval has the clear advantage. His striking is a lot more polished. He's able to create those type of dangerous openings with his unorthodox movement as well as his creativity. And, you know, Taira, on the other hand, he's still improving as a striker. And while he's made some incredible strides in the stand-up game in every fight he's been in ever since joining the UFC, he's not quite on Brandon Royval's level just quite yet. However, if Tatsuro Taira is able to mix in his wrestling early and often, I think it may not even matter at the end of the day. I do think that Brandon Royval's striking will become less and less of a threat if he's consistently worried about being taken down during his fight with Tatsuro. And we all know the mental strain of defending against takedowns can force a fighter in order to hesitate. And we see it time and time again with fighters like Islam Makhachev. We saw it against Khabib when he was fighting Charles do Bronx, Gamrot, so on and so forth. Though the biggest unknown heading into this fight this weekend is Tatsuro's cardio. And you know, we all know Brandon Royval can go hard for 5 straight rounds. I mean, he's done it with the best of the best. He's done it with Alexandre Pantoja multiple times. He's done it with Brandon Moreno a bunch of times. Royval has a gas tank, and his endurance is actually one of his greatest strengths, but Tatsuro Taira, on the other hand, has yet to be tested in those long type of grueling type of fights. And that being said though, he really hasn't shown any type of fatigue in his previous outings, even in the longer fights that have stretched out all 3 rounds. So if Tatsuro's conditioning is able to hold up in this fight, I do see him controlling the pace and, you know, eventually wearing out Royval down with his relentless wrestling on the ground as well as his grappling work. So yeah. But at the end of the day, I do expect this fight to go to the distance with Tatsuro earning the decision victory. And, though he might not be able to dominate Brandon Royval on the feet, I do believe that his ability in order to mix in takedowns as well as control the fight on the ground will most likely be the difference maker. Royval is super tough. He's a really durable fighter. It's just that if Tatsuro is able to impose his wrestling early, I do see it taking Royval out of his comfort zone and limiting his ability in order to execute his usual chaotic offense. That is why I have Tatsuro Taira securing the hard-fought decision victory over Brandon Raw Dog Royval. But that's all I've got to say for this video. Let me know in the comment section below, what do you guys have to say about this weekend's UFC Fight Night against Brandon Raw Dog Royval and Tatsuro Taira? Let me know in the comment section below. But that about wraps up the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.